welcome along to our first session here on Full-Time. Wonderful to have you all along with us. Got to send a shout out first of all going out to our sponsors, Race Craig Motors, they're down there on Grey Street. First of all, we welcome the Black Caps brand newest supporter. We've got the newest supporter of the Black Caps, Mr. Raa Walker. Morning, bro.
Oh, yeah, good to see you boys, and probably be about me and another million plus people who'll be joining the bandwagon for the Warren Night final, and that's going to be a great game. You can beg them, and I'll continue to beg them. I mean,
of course you will. Of course you will.
I wish them the best of luck, but hey, I just want to do a quick thing to the whānau of the late Hurinata, Dr. DJ Professor, who passed away recently, and I believe he's got a course when he was here in G-Town, Keefe, and he'll be lost to the music, and also the media whānau, and he did some really good things, and people might remember him from
And also we welcome once again to the show. Been a couple of weeks here on Full-Time, but we have him with us this morning. We've got Rino Wilkinson. Morena, bro.
Yeah, morena, bros. Good to catch up as always, and yeah, looking forward to another exciting weekend. Good to be back on the show. Been busy the last 2 weeks, chasing my little moko around with his rugby. That's all come to an end, but good to be back with the boys, and just want to acknowledge Raa with the sad passing of course, Hone. Went up to the service up there in Auckland on Thursday night with a few of the other radio station members, and just to acknowledge because we had connection with Hone through our gigs we held down here in Hauraki.
Oh, right.
But very sad loss, very sudden. Unfortunately, when he passed away at a gig as well. So DJ Professor, and I see he's in Tauranga now. So good to catch up the old school boys up there reminiscing, but also the other musicians. Very sad loss, mate.
Absolutely. Also, we welcome from the gay place of Paris. We say a big bonjour to JT, Jason Tawhiwhirangi. Bonjour, my brother.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to come back from that, especially the gay part, but lovely to be here. It's this morning over there. It's just a shy of 10 o'clock p.m. here, and mate, it's still daylight. As you'd imagine, it's Friday night on here in Paris, and it's pretty pumping, happening sort of a place. We're about 11 clicks out of the CBD, and mate, lovely to be here, and good show ahead.
Indeed. Before we get into things, I just want to, send also I want to send out my condolences to Hone Ngāta's whānau. Of course, me and Hone, we went to Ilminster Intermediate together back in the day. That was many years ago. So, I didn't realise you knew the bro there too, Rino.
Yeah, we had a connection through his music, obviously, and everything like that. And every time we hosted a community day, Aotearoa Māori Day here in Hauraki, he was always one of our first men on the spot to keep the entertainment going. And pretty sad, mate.
Yeah.
But, he's a nice guy, got the heart in the right place.
Absolutely.
We know what he's like behind the turntables. Very, very proud. Had his ups and downs with his health and everything, but hey, very, very sudden loss. But good to catch our heaps of musicians on the Thursday at the service up there in Auckland, and
cool. He certainly was a good fellow, though, wasn't he, Raa?
Yeah, well, he was very talented. Keith has a lot of our staff from the coast, and I have a close connection with the car farm. I'm related to a lot of them, but sadly, I believe he passed away over in Chicago, Illinois, in the States, and they brought him back home here. So, a sad loss to his whānau, and as I made mention, he was active within not just the Māori community, but just helping out those in need, and he was always referred to as one of the good guys that have been lost. So, indeed, a big blow. But hey, on a happy end, gee, good to hear from JT all the way over there in Europe, and hard to believe we are a low-budget show, but some of the places we've connected to, Chicago and Albi and Niwa and a few other places around the world. Now with our roving reporter JT on the scene, I think it's going to be tiki-touring all around Europe here, and will even get the big opportunity to catch the final, I believe,
Yes.
the cricket final.
Well, we start off, and this is amazing, because probably for the first time ever, Full-Time starts off leading with cricket. That's got to be a first day, JT. We're leading with cricket for one obvious reason. It was kind of unbelievable to know or to see that the Black Caps made it into the World Cup final, eh? Once again. What do you reckon?
I always had faith in the Keith. Hence
I
why
know.
I tried to organise some tickets beforehand. And those tickets, unfortunately, were sold or were on-sold due to the precarious position we found ourselves in at the end of that rain-affected day. So,
right.
Look, I'm trying to find some more. We've looked at flights to get across to London for Sunday's game. You can get on EasyJet for about €60, which is about $100, give or take.
Yeah.
So look, we are trying to find some more, and if we can get across there, we'll get across there. We're booked in here for 2 nights, and we'll see what happens. But mate, just a fantastic result for the boys. Those early overs from the bowlers got us, right in the hunt. And I think, as great as MS Dhoni is, I think he was a bit too arrogant in his run chase, and he could have, he could have kind of showed a bit of swagger, which he's got plenty of, in respect to the guy. But the sun shone on the Black Caps that day.
It certainly did. It certainly did, didn't it, Reno? Now, I'm not sure if you caught much of the games, much of the Black Cap game, but it certainly did shine on the Black Caps, eh?
Mate, waking up that morning and tend to see the result, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, holy hell, like many did, obviously, because, to be honest, most of us ripped the All Black Caps up. Just celebrate it. I think the whole country's been celebrating it since then, and right behind the team to be into that final. When you put it into perspective, they're up against England, the host country, which I know JT wants to see England lose, and we all do. But to play a World Cup final at the home of cricket at Lord's doesn't get any bigger or any better than that in any professional career when it comes to cricket. So to play that type of stuff, it's huge. So, it will be a massive occasion tomorrow night.
Yeah. I mean,
but just to make the final, like we talked about up against India, because, that's something special. The bowlers, Guppy from the throw-in, and, it's a proud moment that we'll never forget in New Zealand history of cricket, mate.
Because you know so little about cricket, Raa Walker, why don't you have your say about the game then, eh?
Truth be told, Keithy, when I was younger at school, I wasn't going to be a cricket player because, you had to play those sports, but I never took cotton on to it. Softball was always my batting ball code, and sadly, enough about our Black Sox slowly had a pitiful world champs this year. But, in saying that, I wish the Black Caps the best of luck. In fact, when you look at our show, the four of us, we're kind of a good representation of, the actual general public out there in Kiwiland. I mean, there's quite a few naysayers, so I probably represent that bunch, and then you get the supporters like yourself, Reen and JT. But no, I hope they do well, because it's always good to support England. Doesn't matter what sport we play them in.
I mean, it didn't look good on that first day. AJT. Well, I didn't think it looked all that good because of the fact that if they were going to play into a second day, it was all going to be more in India's favour. Whereas on the actual day when the game was supposed to be played, it was kind of all over the place, wasn't it? And it just, you're playing in two different conditions. What do you reckon, JT?
Yeah, totally. So if you look back at it, the 74 scored by Ross Taylor and the 67 by Kane Williamson were very, very important runs. And then for Matt Henry to come out and knock the top order over, and I think, big credit must be given to Mitchell Santner too. He only went for 34 runs off his 10 overs. Yeah. And he got a couple of vital wickets, mate, and then Trent bowled as well, chipped in with 2, and it was touch and go there until Guptill got that run out, and then made it was on for young and old. But the best thing is we stopped in Singapore the other day on the way over here, and there's a whole lot of Indians, so the result was known by then. So I was just giving them a bit of friendly banter, and they were sort of bobbling their heads at me in anger, I think. But mate, it's all good, and good to see Australia get knocked out too. So whoever wins on Sunday, it's going to be their first World Cup cricket victory. So hopefully it's us. Fingers crossed.
Well, I actually was hoping that we would be able to play Australia in the final. I'm saying that because I tell you what, the English would completely be supporting the Kiwis. The Indians, without a doubt, they wouldn't support the Aussies. In fact, any other country except the Aussies would probably support the Aussies. But, it's turned out how it's turned out, and it's interesting, AJT, that a country that's never won it before is certainly going to win it early hours of Monday morning here in New Zealand, or Sunday night over there, eh?
Yeah, I think England have been in 3 finals already. This is our second. We're in the last one. So look, both countries overdue. But I think you're right, mate. Most of the neutral fans will be going for New Zealand. Yeah,
I guess they will, eh? And were you hoping for a different, maybe, I don't know, different team to play against, play in the final there, Rino?
Well, I was like you, Keith. I thought the Aussies, we know what they're like, and when it gets down to that type of stuff, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But, man, they played like rubbish.
And I'm glad
dominated.
they did.
I think they lost by 8 wickets and then to England.
Yeah.
They were hammered. They weren't even in the game. So, which is unsafe for that team, especially at that end of the World Cup. But anyway, doesn't matter. Like you guys say, I totally agree with you. Is either team's going to win their first World Cup, and it will be hard against England. Especially all the fans in the home there, and we're in there. That's all I can say. We're in there, mate.
So, because this is the thing, the English don't like the Aussies anyway, JT? They've got no love for the Aussies when it comes to cricket anyway. But with the debacle that happened in South Africa, they've been tagged as cheats, and so they get, I guess, a deserved tag. What do you reckon, JT?
Yeah, that's the thing, mate. The Aussies had that winning run in the Ashes series for near on 20 years. And haven't let the English forget that. And yeah, you got to laugh, mate. The English are one of the biggest underachievers in sport, particularly in the sports that we follow, like rugby, cricket, and all the rest of it. So, look, I think the English would probably have preferred to play Australia in the final, just to try and get one over them in that regard. But knocking them out in the semi-final, so they don't even get a chance to win the whole thing, is probably even a good result also. But yeah, look, boys, it's a 2-horse race, and we've got a horse saddled up, and we're ready to run, and hopefully the boys can pull another rabbit out of the hat.
What about that crowd? There were so many Indians, it was like in that crowd, it was just unbelievable. What do you reckon, Rino?
Hey, mate, what is it, 1.5 billion of them were upset after that win?
True that.
Mate, I've seen some idiots on social media. One guy just went nuts. There was a video that went viral, head banging the wall and every bloody thing. It's like, really? Yeah. But, I do know some of the Indian people here in New Zealand. I was talking to some of them, and some of them lived here in the country and want to support the New Zealand team. But, yeah, you're right. There's Indians galore over there at the game. I just wanted to know how they felt after their loss.
I think we know.
You know how big cricket,
Bro, I think you know how they felt.
It's huge.
I think you know exactly how they felt there, Reno. I think you know, bro.
I actually got neighbours next door to me, Indians. They don't even want to talk to me.
I don't blame them. We kind of had a discussion about this, Raa. Because we remember when France beat us in that quarterfinal. Back in 2007 in the Rugby World Cup, and the New Zealanders, plenty of New Zealanders are still livid about us losing that particular game. I think it was against France back in 2007. There are New Zealanders to this very day still have got this hatred for the referee Barnes, don't they, Raa? So I guess in a way the Indians around today probably have that same sort of hatred. What do you reckon, Raa?
Yeah, I'll tell you, you're not wrong. Even I still have a bit of hatred for Mr. Barnes. I mean, that won't go away in a hurry. But if you've ever been over to London, there's like a curry shop on just about every corner. In fact, the locals over there refer to London as New Delhi, and the real New Delhi in India as Old Delhi. That's how many sort of Indians there are in the British Isles, and man, they would have turned out to support the Blues of India, but. the good thing about, this game of cricket is I think most of the other countries are supporting the Kiwis.